Gather round, warriors, we're calling your name. From the shadows we rise, never seeking fame. Through fire and snow, our battles unfold. NCI Mafia stands proud and bold. In the firelight's glow, we summon the night. Blood red sands whisper the legends in sight. Where the ice cold winds howl through the trees, we chase the monsters that bring us to our knees. Bigfoot's prowling with a primal roar, ghostly figures haunting the mythic folklore. Dogman howls in the dead of the dark, feral ones wander leaving their mark. NCI Mafia calling us home. Through the blood and the battle, we're never alone. Echoes of truth in this unholy fight, we'll stand for the tales that haunt us at night. Cherokee legends of the spirits alive, old timers tales, they help us survive. Nothing dismissed, it's all brought to light. In this world of shadows, we're prepared for the plight. Testimonies rise like the fog on the ground, voices of those who dare to stick around. With every whisper, we build our resolve, facing the monsters with legends to solve. Yeah, NCI Mafia calling us home. Through the blood and the battle, we're never alone. Echoes of truth in this unholy fight, we'll stand for the tales that haunt us at night. NCI.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome once again to North Carolina Investigates. We got a full house and we're tickled to death. We got a special guest tonight. He's one of our very own. But before we bring him in here, I'm going to bring in Mr. George there for Lutsford.
What's up, Rob?
While we are sitting here grinning like a possum eating sawbars, how about you?
Same thing here. We got our buddy on tonight, and he even gets to be the star tonight.
Absolutely. And we got somebody that snuck across the back porch our minute ago.
I see. It looks like he crossed the border.
I think he did. I think he's, wait a minute. I think Lord have mercy, he's in the back of a pickup truck, wolf whistling at them little senoritas.
Ain't that wrong with that, man?
Let's see what, I don't know. He's cruising the strip somewhere. Let's see what her blue tick's into.
What's up, boys?
I'm just happy you got your clothes on.
What's up?
What's happening?
What's up, kid?
I'm somewhere on a beach, boys. That's all I can say.
Did you say beach?
Yeah.
It didn't sound like it when you first
What'd
said
you
it.
think I said?
I'm just trying to clarify.
I said I'm somewhere on a beach. I'm somewhere on a beach. You see the palm trees?
Oh, okay.
I thought he said some beach somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
I ain't going to say what I thought he said. So I'm going to be nice tonight.
Well, let's bring in our little old boom boom from up yonder in Sandusky, Michigan. And here's Brian the Boom Boom Sawyer.
Boom.
What's going on, my people? Good to be back.
What's happening?
Brother?
Just trying,
Or boom boom.
just trying to get rehydrated,
There you go.
Like that scenery, Harley.
Hey, good seeing you too, brother. Hanging out at the beach.
I'm jealous of where Harley's at.
Yep.
What?
Looks like Looks like he's at a crossroads, though.
That's true.
I definitely.
Just don't be at that crossroads at midnight, especially with a guitar in your hand.
I didn't plan on that.
Deal with the devil.
I did
Anything
not
else
plan
in your
on
hand?
Right, yeah, right.
What was the name of that movie that Ralph Macchio? I know the name of the movie is Crossroads, but what was that little black boy's name that had that guitar that supposedly made a deal with the devil?
Wait a minute. I remember his name, but I can't remember offhand. I'll look it up and let you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wrote about
Yeah,
it.
you guys know I believe that's real. What happened to me? I had that opportunity. I said no.
Well, don't feel bad. I had a similar run in, but
Oof. Yep. Yeah, you did. That's right.
Robert Johnson.
yep, couldn't think of his name to save my life.
I got you. I got you back, brother. Don't worry.
Well, youngins, if I can figure trying to figure out where my teleprompter went.
Well, all I know is he's on the phone.
Well,
He's on the phone.
while he's on the phone, I'm just going to go ahead and embarrass the pudding out of him before we bring him in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Because tonight we're turning up the volume. We're talking about a man who spent a lifetime in the Appalachian Mountains, a man who walked ridges before daylight, tracked game through the snow, rain, and darkness, and a man who's had encounters that most folks would never believe. So let me hear you in the famous words of the Road Warriors of WWE and WCW. Oh, what a rush! And we're sitting down with one of our own NCI team member, Tim Dills. If you want to hear first-hand stories from someone who spent decades in the backcountry, grab you a cold one, prop your feet up, hang on to your hats, because here comes the one, the only, the red-headed stepchild, Tim Dills.
Yeah, I can be there in 5 minutes. Yeah, they can do the show without me. It ain't no problem. Yeah, okay. Oh, let Boom Boom know that D-Ray was the one that sent him that X-Lax fudge that he ate and made him sick. Okay, all right. And you found Jerry. Jerry's okay? Yeah, okay. All right, I'll be there in a minute. You know, if I got to, I got to. All right, guys, I gotta go.
I'm sorry you can't. We have a special request from the women of England. They want their stud muffin.
Oh, dear Lord. Bless her heart. Well, you see, they came over here and ate gravy and biscuits and fell in love with it, so it's not that complimenting, really. Gravy and biscuits, I mean, we eat that all the time, but, you know, they think that's a delicacy, so.
All right, that's true.
That stud muffin part sort of lost a little bit of its luster after I watched a few of those videos. I mean, they get excited for free refills, you know. So,
Well, that's true. That's true. I can't argue with that one.
I take that back. It was fun while it lasted. That 3 minutes of that 3 minutes of fame was fun. So it'll be all right.
Oh, you're not done.
No, you're not done yet. You're just getting warmed up.
That's it.
Yep.
Brother?
I wonder if Bev, I aggravate Bev quite a bit, and I'm just wondering if she's been at any more spelling bees. She'll know what I mean by that. So
okay.
It'll all be good. We'll just leave that right there.
All right. Well, Tim, since you are the man of the hour, why don't you just let's get to talking and let everybody know what's going on. All about yourself. Tell them from the beginning to the now.
I feel like everybody's honestly heard me. I've been doing this for so long.
That's probably why everybody loves you so much, brother.
Yeah, that's
That,
why everybody loves Tim.
I'll put this out there. The funniest part of getting into this was when we played the joke on Newsom's Boys about Bigfoots being on the land, and then they actually turned out to be Bigfoots on the land and everything. I mean, you talk about karma coming back and biting you. She got a mouthful of me and Newsom both on that one.
Oh,
It took us over a year to convince them that something was going on up there.
you know what's funny? Most people I hear probably don't know though that you were a championship bowman. You know, you were an advertiser, a promoter for some sport and stuff for your buddy Newsom.
Yeah.
And you know, you were a big ball player in school and everything. So let everybody know what's going on with you.
Oh, dear Lord. I'm a redheaded stepchild. I take donations of white fudge Oreos. They can be sent to 204 Piney Grove Road. No, I did. And to be honest, being just an old hillbilly redneck, I did shoot bows professionally. I shot for Martin Bow Company for 8 years, doing the 3D tournaments and all of that. The last year I shot for them, I went to the world qualifying, and there was over 500 people in the class that I shot, and my bow blowed up. I didn't get to finish half of the second day or any of the third day, and I still come in 50 something out of 500 and didn't even get to finish for a day and a half. So I do like bow shooting. It's fun. I didn't get to play sports in school. I was the redheaded stepchild. All my brothers got to, but I didn't. I still say my mama's got something against me, but I love her anyway. I could throw a softball 94 miles an hour. I couldn't throw a baseball. It's too little. But wow. I do like that kind of stuff. I do play golf. I've actually hit golf clubs so hard that I've broken. I've actually busted a golf ball. I hit it so hard. So, but none of that. I mean, all of that was just fun stuff. And then this Bigfoot stuff started. And for the people that don't know, there was a guy moved in up above me, and I was outside cleaning a deer, and he pulled in, and you just have to meet him. I mean, well, you can't now. Go to heaven, you can, but he pulled up, and he was the fastest talking fella I ever seen in my life. I mean, you know, us old country folks, we laid back, and I'm skinning my deer, and he pulls up. Hey, my new scored. I just moved in up here above you, and I'll see you. You like hunting, fishing? I'll see you in a couple of weeks, and we'll get together and go. And he turned around and walked off. And my wife said, "Who in the world was that?" And I said, "I don't know. All I know is that he moved in up above us, and he likes to hunt and fish. And he said he'd see me in 2 weeks. And sure enough, 2 weeks to the day, he pulled up, said, 'Grab your fishing poles, let's go.' And we become best friends and that was in 2008. And he passed away in September of 22. So we was best friends for 14 years. I mean, we spent every day doing something together.
That's awesome.
I'll tell you the Bigfoot part, and then I'll tell you something.
Answer your question you got there first. So what pound bow did you shoot?
I was shooting 103 pounds.
Wow.
And that's with no release. That was fingers.
Good grief.
And when it blowed up on me, I went to their tent, but they had all the big wigs from Martin in there, so they didn't want to fool with us old rednecks. It just bit them in the butt. 80 pound is plenty, but you got to remember back then, shooting 103 pounds, we was only shooting around 280 feet a second. I mean, you can get that on 50 pound now.
Yeah.
The difference in the bows between now and then.
Well, they changed all the way they cammed them up and everything now.
Yeah, they sure have. And the only reason I shot was because I got 2 free bows a year. I'd get one in the spring to shoot competition with, and then in the fall, I was supposed to get one to shoot indoor competition, but I'd always get me one to hunt with and just use the same one spring throughout. It was, I don't know what to made them out of. It had to have fiberglass on the limbs because I have had them to come unlaminated and split. So they was fiberglass in the limbs.
Yeah, see, I always shot traditional. I didn't shoot compound.
That's one thing that I've honestly wanted to get back and try. I've never shot traditional. I shot compounds without sights, and we thought if we could hit a paper plate at 10 yards, we was ready to go hunting.
Dude, I love shooting traditional.
The first tournament,
I used about a 60-pound traditional.
My brother's brother-in-law invited me to come out and shoot with him, and didn't even know what a tournament was. I showed up, had 7 arrows that was probably 8 different sizes, and all of that stuff, and the guys out there got me started and all of that stuff, because it wasn't nothing I done. It was through the help of guys like, which I know nobody knows them, but one of the guys that helped me the most was a guy named Rodney Chastain, and he shot the same group I did, the Fingers group, and he taught me a lot, you know, awesome. And just a great group of guys.
Son, that's fantastic. Now go ahead with your story. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, that's okay. I forgot where I was at. Oh, I was talking about Newsom. And so he tells me, he said, I want you to help me set up some property my wife's family has behind one of the Forest Service gates here in the county. We've got 86 acres, and if you'll help me set it up to hunt on, then we'll make that our hunting spot. And he told me that they, living in Florida, they only come up like one or two weekends a year. But now that they had moved in up above me, we could go up there every day. And so we did. We started putting out, they already had one feeder up and trail cameras, so we started putting other ones up. And this is back when you had the old 35 millimeter trail cameras. And he said, you got to help me get even with the boys. And I said, okay, what's going on? And he said that they had taken a set of fallow deer horns out of the cabin and took it and stuck it around the trees, in front of the tree, so that it would show the horns and nothing else. And it took a picture of it. And when he went to get the pictures developed, the first thing he saw was those horns in that picture. And he started freaking out, telling his wife to come on. They had to go. He had to get in the woods, and that we didn't have deer like that around here. And this ain't normal, and I ain't coming down till I get it killed. And I mean, they got him good. And she finally got him to look at the next picture, and the very next picture was them standing there with their buddies holding that set of fallow deer horns out of the cabin. So I happen to remember back in the 70s, my dad and one of his buddies in what is one of our main research areas now come across some tracks in the snow up there in December and gun season, deer hunting, that walking around in the snow. And they was bigger than my daddy's buddy, and he was about 6'4", about 350 pound, big old boy. And he put his boot inside the track, and they was track all the way around it. And back then we didn't think nothing about a Bigfoot. We just thought some idiot was up there walking around barefooted. And it actually had a canine with it. Daddy said you could see where the canine was following it, just like a dog would somebody. And so they just figured it was some idiot hiker or something like that. And I told Newsom about it. I said, I got some old decking boards there at the house. I'll cut us out some tracks and fix them up, and we'll mount them to the bottom of an old set of shoes I got. And we'll come up here and we'll make them think there's a Bigfoot up here. He said, yeah, let's do that. So I did. I took and cut them about 16 inches long and cut toes in them and took my Dremel and rounded them and made them all nice and rounded all the edges around so it didn't look like a board going in the ground. And we went up there and they had a band called the Corbett Brothers Band. And they had played the night before, so we knew that they'd be asleep. And we snuck up there and broke some limbs and put tracks down and just made a mess of things up where they usually walk at. And we snuck back out. And he said, my boys have called me around lunchtime wanting to go up and shoot guns up in the meadow. That's what they called a little wide spot up in the woods that was open with not many trees on it, and where they had one of their feeders. And he said, we'll come up here and we'll see what they think about these tracks. And I told him, I said, I can't, because if I do, I'll get tickled and I'll blow the joke. And so I stayed at the house and they went up and they walked right by it, didn't even see it. I mean, in the mud, it was perfect. And he was the very back one, and he stopped and he's like, yeah, you guys ain't getting me on this. And they stopped and said, what? He said, this track here, you guys ain't getting me on this. And they said, what are you talking about? And he said, come here and look. And oh Lord, Dad, that's a Bigfoot track. We've got Bigfoots on the property. We got to get cameras. We'll get pictures of it. We'll make millions of dollars. And we got Bigfoot. Everybody, ain't nobody got Bigfoot. We got Bigfoot. And I mean, it got them hook, line, and sinker, and they're freaking out. They told me, said, we're going to call the guy that hired them to play that night. We're going to call and cancel our gig, and we're going to go to Walmart and buy every trail camera they got, and we're going to put them up, and we'll get pictures of it. And he told them, he said, no, you can't do that now. You give the man your word, and you're going to stick to it. So they went and played their gig, and Newsom went with them. Well, while they was up there playing the gig, I snuck back up there and got my boots, and I threw chairs out in the yard off the porch. I throw clothes everywhere, their bathing suits and all that stuff. Throwed some of it up on top of the house and all of that stuff. And they come in about 2:30 in the morning and called their daddy. Daddy, Bigfoot's been back. He said, in your face. He's destroyed the place. He's thrown their clothes everywhere. There's stuff out in the yard. Everything's turned over. And one of them that he would like to sleep in the van. He'd just open the van up and cut the interior light off, and he'd lay there where he slept in the cabin that night with his shotgun laying right beside of him. So the next day, the bass player said, I've only known your daddy for a little while, and that seems like something he would do. and they was like, how could he? He was with us. He couldn't have come back up here and thrown all that stuff out. And he told him, he said, you better check with your daddy. So he called, and their mama answered the phone, and they said, Mama, is Daddy Bigfoot? And she said, here, you ask him. And they handed him the phone, and Daddy, are you Bigfoot? He said, that payback's rough, ain't it? Got a big kick out of it. Well, we still didn't know they was Bigfoot somewhere. And so the big joke went over, ha ha, yeah, you got us hook, line, and sinker, and all of that stuff. And he we started going, and we started noticing the trails we would cut up to where we wanted to deer hunt at. We would clear them out, and we'd come back, and they would be limbs. I mean, some limbs we had to bring saws in and cut them to move them. White oak limbs, that big around just wrung off of the tree, carried in with leaves, acorns, and everything, and laid across trails. Pine trees, one pine top, that big around going up to where I hunted at was just drove straight down in the ground. And we're like, no, we ain't having no storms and everything. And there was a wild hog started rooting the yard up down at the little cabin, and the property, there's a small creek on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side is a little bit bigger creek. And we was up in the loft of the cabin, And over on the left-hand side, 3 raccoons come out. And well, they come out and run around for a few minutes, and all of a sudden they run back into the laurels. And whenever it did, something grabbed one of them. And for about 3 or 4 seconds, you hear that coon squalling. I mean, just absolutely squalling. And then you just hear a great big, whoa, and everything went dead quiet. And I looked at my buddy and I said, buddy boy, that don't make no sense. Whatever just roared, it's not a bear. It don't sound nothing like a black bear. Way too big sounding for a black bear. And it wasn't a dog, because we've not heard a dog. A dog would have barked. It's not somebody. They can't get in. They'd have to come in the one way in. And we were sitting there talking about it, and then it started whistling. And it would whistle just every few seconds. And I told him, I said, I honestly have no idea what this is. I said, it's not making sense, because I've seen the red wolves, I've seen the black panthers, I've seen the mountain lions. We've got them on trail camera and all of that stuff. I said, but something just killed that full-size raccoon in a couple of seconds and roared like that, and now it's whistling. I said, that don't make no sense. So we started to leave, and we turned the light on to go down the stairs. Well, when we turned the light on, the whistling stopped. And so we didn't know what to think, and we left. And that was on a Monday evening, I think. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. And Thursday evening, and I did kill the hog. It was about 350 pounds. It was so big that we couldn't drag it. We had to hook it to my Tacoma and drag it. But that was the first encounter. And then once it done that first encounter, then we started getting yells and rocks thrown and sticks thrown and screamed at and sounded like cussed at a couple of times. But that was the very first one, the very first encounter that I ever had with one. And when he passed away, that stuff was still going on his property.
Too bad we can't get up there now.
We can, but it is good gravy. I took Dwight Campbell. It's probably 3 times boar tree.
Oh Lord,
God, no, no.
And it's the steep going over from the other side where we'd have to go through Harrison Cove across, that you have to grab a hold of trees and pull yourself up the side of the hill.
okay, maybe we don't need to go there. We're just
No,
going back to boar tree.
boar tree about put me in traction anyway. So no.
About put me in traction too, but not in a good way.
You about got it on both ends.
I know I was about to be Georgina.
Yeah. between Rob about hitting you in the hootie hoo with the root bow off into that stick, and then that Bigfoot missing your head by about that much.
I think I was better off with the Bigfoot.
Yes, safer. Yeah, we have. I'll go ahead and answer that if you want me to.
Yeah,
We have
this is
got-
a short show.
We've got the 2 fighting, and then I found later, further on down in the file on the card, we got them actually fighting again. So about 2 to 3 days difference. And the other one, you can tell they're farther away, but it starts out the same way with the great big long roar. And we also have them mimicking Rob's insulin pump.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep. And we also got them walking up, and you can tell it's a Bigfoot by the way it walks up, because you can hear the deep thump, 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 thump.
Yeah.
And then it starts smelling the recorder. It screws the end off of it, packs it full of dirt, screws the end off back on it, and takes off running. And there's a little one behind it, because the big one, when it runs, it was heavy. That thump, 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 thump. But the little one behind it, you hear it in the leaves going. So, yeah, and but we've got a lot of good stuff on the audio recorder.
We
We
need to
should
get
have.
that from Harley where Robert sneezed and that one answered him.
Yeah. That and we also, they messed with our recorder up there like 3 or 4 times last year.
Yeah.
Tearing it up and acting like jerks and all of that stuff. But we have got that, and we have got some from this past year. We've got them. You can see a big hairy arm coming around and turning the camera around the tree.
Yeah.
And when we went up and we put the squeaky thing, and I put the apple behind the camera.
Oh yeah.
I actually got video with that. You can't, for some reason, the IRs didn't go off, and it even says on the camera IR not working or something like that. I forget exactly how they worded it, but the video plays, and you can hear that squeaky toy going squeaky, 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 and then up in the top right hand part of it, not in the corner, but up top, you see something start shining, and it's pitch black dark. But I don't know if it's high shine. I don't know what it is, but it was definitely shining, and I got all that on video. So that and that's one thing that we're going to do, if you guys is good with it, when we start doing our conferences and stuff again. I'm going to start bringing audio
Okay.
files and playing them, and
I think that is awesome.
Absolutely.
But that's what got me into it, and then just running into them. I know and I'm saying this conservatively, there has to be at least 6 groups. I think there are actually more than that in this county. If I count up all the places that I've had interactions, that there's no way that they knew I was going from one place to the other. Because a lot of mornings when I wake up hunting, I don't know where I'm going until I get in the truck and I think I'll go over here or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do know that there has to be at least 6 groups of them. And I'm honestly leaning more towards 8 or 10, because we've had stuff on the north end of the county that I ain't even counted. This is just whether I got whistled at, or we heard a growl or a yell or a scream or whatever. But I know there has to be at least 6 to 8 groups of them here in the county, if not more.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, our technology, this is crazy. And Yen said I had the show, so whenever you want to talk, just tell me to shut up. But we had on the tree, the one that they was reaching and turning my camera off of, I had that camera up between 10 and 12 feet high. We would come in and the camera would be pulled down the tree. I was putting it on the pole, flag pole thing that you mount on your deck. I'd take and put about a 6-7 foot wood rod in it, and then I'd I'd zip strap my trail camera to that flat plate on it, and then we would put it up, and I'd take a ratchet strap and ratchet it down. And every time we come in there, that one camera on this side, when you're walking up, it would have been on the left hand side. It was taken down every time. The one on the back side, they wouldn't touch. And so me and George and us, we got smart.
Yeah. We thought we did.
Yeah, we thought we did. So we've got both cameras, the one on the left-hand side, the one on the right-hand side. The one on the right-hand side is watching a dog toy that we had hung up. The one on the left-hand side is watching the game trail. So we put both those cameras on each side of the same tree. Over behind it, I had a camera watching both of those cameras, and then George's camera was watching the cameras from another angle. So we had 4 cameras in that one spot. Yeah, they have left. I think it was a feather, the best I remember. They left it on that log where I left. I left some juicy fruit chewing gum. No, I left some feathers too, but they left something, and I can't remember what it was because it's been a while. But we've got one log that we will put stuff on, and sometimes we'll get stuff back, and sometimes we don't. But so we've got those 4 cameras, and we go in, and this one's pulled down on the left, and turkey feather, and the one on the right-hand side is pulled down this time. So we was like, all right, now we've got them. We've got to, because I've got my other camera on the other side. I go over there, it's still working, everything's fine. And so we get all our cards out, trade out our cards, and get them all set back up again and put the cameras back up 10, 12 feet high. And I get to the house and going through the one that's watching those 2. 1 minute, the dog toy and the camera's up. The very next picture, they're on the ground with nothing in between them. How does it do that? And George's, I had buyers coming from my camera, caught a buyer going from my camera, and it almost walks by George's, and then it backs up, looks at George's, and goes over and messes with his, and then walks off, and George's camera shut off and didn't get the buyer, did it?
No, they didn't get nothing.
Didn't get nothing. Do you have any documentation of feral groups of people? Anyone else on the panel? I think that is more in the Smoky Mountains National Park more than out where I'm at.
Yeah, up towards
Clayman's home, and yeah, between here and Tennessee, they seem to be quite a few in the park because the park's a lot bigger.
Yeah, Cades Cove and all that up there.
That I wouldn't doubt.
Nice, Hillary.
That's awesome. That's
I
awesome.
I do know that every squeaky toy we have put up there, they have either bit a hole in it to where it didn't work, or they have tore it up. I don't know if they can manipulate us, but I know they're playing havoc on our trail cams and that kind of stuff. Now, one thing, for some reason, now they will mess with our our audio recorder, but it's the kind of messing where you walk up and they've busted the casing in half and pulled the audio recorder out, or they've pulled the cable lock apart or screwed the end off of it and packed it full of mud, that kind of stuff. But as far as manipulating it and causing our audio recorder to act up, it don't. For some reason, I've never caught anything like that, but it sure does do that on our trail cameras. And I think we had 4 of them up there last year that had that trigger eye on it busted out.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing that was touched on the whole camera was just that trigger eye busted out.
Yep.
And over at Miss Rachel's mama's place, the trail cameras over there, the card would be popped out. And me and George and all of us went up there after we done a conference in Cullowhee. We went up there, and I've got it on tape, me and George and Robert. I won't say Russell for some reason, but me and George and Robert walked up to my trail camera, opened it up, and sure enough, the card was popped out to where it wouldn't record. So I put it back in. We closed it. We was gone maybe 5 minutes, and then we come back, and I was going to take it down, and it had been popped out what time we was gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's more paranormal than it is Bigfoot, though.
Yeah, over there, I definitely think it's more paranormal. And she has been hearing some Bigfoots over there the last few weeks
Well, they go hand
because
in hand half the time.
the goats are back.
Yeah. They're back so with the Bigfoot.
Yep. But
What do you think about the? Have we ever did the reversing of packing tape like Scott Carpenter did?
it would probably work.
We'll try it. I mean, if you
Yeah.
guys are up for it, we'll put it up all over the place and we get something to stick to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Tim.
Yeah.
So, me being the Yankee and I love every time I get on this show, I love it. Not that it doesn't happen on my show, but everybody just is more freer in the South to talk about Bigfoot. For instance, one time I tried to talk to my pastor about it, and whoa, you get that like, oh, what are you talking about, Bigfoot? How did because and every so often, you guys know Laura, my girl, she's so wonderful, but every so often I'll get that talk and, hey, honey, can we go do something that doesn't have to do with Bigfoot? Because I'm always trying to connect stuff. Well, we can go to here, this trail, that's right by the the beach we're going to. How was Sherry's reaction when you first got involved with Bigfoot, and do they know about it at church, and how do they react to you on a personal level at church about Bigfoot?
Well, Sherry's fine with it. I mean, she likes going to the conferences and that kind of stuff. She likes going and getting shirts. And that's the reason we go to a lot of them, is just so she can get a shirt. The one that's going to be in Gatlinburg, we've got every shirt ever since it started. So we're going back this year to get us another shirt. But she won't go with me. If it's daylight and she don't have to get out of the truck, she'll go. But she did go with me when I casted a track, and that's because it was daylight in the middle of the road. So that wasn't too bad for her. But I love her to death, but she is not a woodsy person. Her ideal camping is the Sheraton Inn. So
right.
Which is
our wives get along so good.
Yeah, which I don't mind. I mean, and thankfully, and I mean this with most sincerity, that's one thing I like about Rachel. Sherry knows Rachel goes with me, because before we ever go, I say, well, I think I'll call Rachel. Yeah, call her and see if she can go with you. That way you ain't got to go by yourself. So she don't get upset that I go with other people, even if it is women and that kind of stuff. So so that part's good. And at church, well, yeah, they love hearing me showing them pictures and playing audio for them and that kind of stuff. Some of them probably think I'm crazy, but well, I ain't going to deny that part. But Bigfoot's real. So, but they don't give me no grief over it. If they did, I'd quit cooking for them.
And I promise you, they ain't gonna do that.
Awesome. No, that's great. That's what I love about your family. Everybody's accepting of it, and I think in general, for the general public, general population, I think it's going to be more accepted as more evidence. Like you guys got some of the best evidence. Just that alone, what you're saying about screwing your lens off and then packing it with dirt. To me, I'll tell you, man, these things are so human. Like they've got to be some human line. That's a trickster.
That's and folks on here's probably heard me say it, but I'll say it again. For about the first year and a half, I called them stupid. Them stupid things has done this. Them stupid things has done that. Them stupid things has carried this in, blah, blah. And after about the first year and a half, I learned that I was the stupid one of the bunch. Anything that I have tried, and I've come up with some pretty good stuff, I thought. We do have a pretty good fish fry every year. Everybody, and write it on your calendars for June, the first Saturday in June next year, 2027. Everybody's invited to our church for our fish fry. We have it for the whole county. And I guarantee you,
Nice.
so many ways you got to like one of them. And if you leave hungry, that's your own fault.
Yep.
But I forgot what I was talking about now. But them being smart, everything I've tried, they figure it out. I built a trap to catch coyotes in, and we've got the pictures on this. We was going to check the trap. The trap was empty. Door was closed, like it had went off. Nothing inside of it. So we decided, and we was just doing this beside the cabin up on Newsom's property. So we thought, well, we'll stick a trail camera up and see if we can figure out what's going on. We put a trail camera up, and at 6, I think it was like 6:30 something that evening, a raccoon got in that cage, and you could see all the pictures. It was moving around. It was trying to get out. Well, after about 6 hours, because I think it's like 12:32 in the morning.
12:34, I think.
34, yeah, that's right. And in the morning, it had finally calmed down, was at the back of the cage, and this other raccoon comes up walking by it. Well, the very next picture was at 3:42 in the morning, and you can see the hair off of the side of one's leg. And then the same minute of 3:42, the coon that was in the cage is gone. And the only way the trap is 25 feet from the camera, so there's no way the one that was blocking the camera could have reached and took the raccoon out of the trap. So they had to be another one working with it. And so how do you outsmart something like that? You know,
Yep.
We thought our cameras wasn't working. Well, it ain't that our cameras wasn't working. They're just standing so close to it a lot of times that it just don't register. So it just throws up a blank picture or a corrupted file.
Yep.
And I mean, and right now, thanks to Mickey, he's on here listening to us tonight. He sent us some lead sheets, and we've got them on our cameras now, and we're going to find out. I was going up the other day to trade them out, and me and Rachel run across that big timber rattler, and we turn around and left. I figured they'll be all right when I get there.
Yep.
If not, that's okay too. I'll put some new ones up.
Hey, and Tim, like other than your first encounter, now like you're a big guy, man. And like you were talking, for everybody at home, Tim's a big guy, and he's athletically inclined to the point where I think, Tim, you could have been in professional sports. So now that's a whole different caliber. When you meet somebody like that, their stature, their ability, like when you move, it is, Tim, it's encompassed in power. So other than the first encounter where like they got aggressive with you, have you had any kind of alpha male activity coming at you? Or, you know, you're such a sweetheart of a guy, I think they read you and realize you're not there for any harm. But have you had any kind of aggressive activity because of your stature?
We have been bluff charged, but okay. I think that was because of a female. We got in between a female and a little one. I have been growled at, and everybody knows I don't hear that good. And for me to hear it, it had to be close, but I just ignore it. I honestly think there's 2 different times that they've mistaken me for one of them. And both times it was during turkey season when I would be fully camouflaged from head to toe, face, hands, my, camouflage gloves on my hands and everything. And the reason I say that, the one place is where we took you, Brian, up on Scaly Mountain.
Yeah, that is such a great spot.
I was in there Okay.
What is the Roku channel name? Boom, boom.
Oh, it's so what happens, and I've been sick, so I got a little bit behind everybody, but we've got more episodes coming, everything, channels growing. But when you go to Roku, you have to go to the app section and look for Bigfoot TV, all things paranormal. I'll hold up a picture to you really quick here. But this is what you're looking for. This is the app you're looking for. So it says Bigfoot TV, all things paranormal. You click on that and you're going to see 3 different shows to start with. And this is just the beginning. So you're going to see the Bigfoot of America podcast show, the Bigfoot of Michigan TV series, and then our short series called Dogman Prophecies. All that's going to be growing. The NCI show is going to be on there. We're going to grow. So I've just, unfortunately, for whatever weird reason, been sick the last 2 months and have gotten a little bit behind. But no, we've got multiple episodes released, and more. Season 2 of Bigfoot of Michigan is starting to be released, and then season 3 will be released starting on July 31st. So thanks for asking about that. Sorry about that, Tim.
Oh, that's good. But up there on Scaly Mountain, I was walking in one morning and I heard a turkey gobbling. It's that time of morning. All hunters know what I'm talking about. I can start to see. I can walk without stepping on limbs and all of that stuff, but it's not fully daylight. The turkey started gobbling on the roost, which means it was probably around 6:30 in the morning, somewhere around in there. And I walk up on. I'm walking an old logging road, and I get up on the little ridge where it flattens out, and I'm waiting on the turkey to gobble again, so I'll know where to set up on it. And I hit my turkey call a little bit. Well, when I did, up above me, I heard just real soft, just whoop, and I was like, "No, not down here." I up at Newsom's, and this was back when all of this was just getting on and going. I was like, not down here. There ain't no way. And I walked a little bit and I called again and I heard whoop. And it followed me about 150 yards out that road. And every time I'd stop it, it would whoop at me. And I don't know what it meant, but honest to goodness, the thought that hit my brain was, it was like, come on, it's getting daylight. It's time to go. We got to get to going. And that place there off down in the bottom, they have tomato fields, corn fields, squash fields, cabbage fields, all of that stuff. So, but that one, honestly, with everything within me, believed that it thought that I was one. And the turkey never did gobble again. And then on the very other end, actually, this wasn't even in Macon County. We was probably in Swain County then. But on the north end of the county, I was down there, and Matthew had been down there turkey hunting the day before, and he said, "Dad, go down there. There's a turkey gobbling its head off. I couldn't get it to come to me. It sounds like a big one. See if you can go down there and kill it." So the next day I went down there, and I'm that same time of morning walking in, and it's starting to get daylight, and I'm walking through a field, and I hear a whistle between me and the river. There's a cane break along the edge of the river there, and it started whistling at me, just like I've heard them do, just that single. And it whistled at me about 4 or 5 times. And again, I honestly think that turkey heard it, because that turkey never made the sound all day. And the same time of morning, me fully camouflaged, I think it was whistling like, come on, it's getting daylight, it's time to go. Or I'm over here, whatever. And I know it wasn't nobody else, because there's only one parking place that you can get in there, and I was the only vehicle there. So I know there's nobody else in there but me.
Awesome.
Awesome. This one, so you wouldn't shoot him.
I don't know. All I had was turkey shots, so I probably wouldn't even have considered that.
Somebody's got to have a question. I'm waiting on questions. Come on, audience. Give me some questions.
And so far, I have seen 6 of them that I can say without a doubt. I knew without a doubt was a Bigfoot. The closest one was probably within 20 feet of me. The very first one I ever saw, and there wasn't no mistaking it. But I have seen one last year that I'm pretty sure, but I didn't get to see it. But just the way it moved, and it was solid white.
See, I think they're, I am convinced they're a human tribe, ancient human tribe. I can't figure out the electronic aspect of it, Tim. Whether turn your camera off, turn it back on, what they've done to you guys. It's, is it that vibration thing where, heck, they are always in our realm. It's just a different vibration. This is ancient stuff. I feel like we've lost some knowledge, and they've retained it. Some of that know-how throughout the years, man.
There you go, Tim.
Yeah, I think it's just like humans. And even the ones that I think, anybody can have a bad day and he wake up with a toothache or something like that, or the old lady's griping at him.
Oh, we're going to have to edit that out, please.
Where's that little redheaded boy at? I'm going to take it out on him today. I hope he comes in here. The biggest one I've seen is probably pushing around 8 foot tall, between 7.5 and 8 foot. We've got video, thermal video of one up in Richmond, Virginia, that's walking a ditch. It likes to walk that ditch, and then it'll go in the guy's barn and get his deer corn. But if I go off in that ditch, it comes up to about my shoulders. And that thing is, when it walks up, it's halfway up his chest on up top of me. So that one's probably a little over 8 foot.
And don't forget about the one you didn't see, but we caught on video when he opened his eyes up.
Yeah.
About, 12 feet behind you?
Yeah.
And he was probably close to 9 feet, because all you seen was eyes open and closed on the video.
I don't know if it's made a difference yet or not, Mickey. We was going in the other day to change those cameras out, and that snake run us off. So that I didn't get a chance. But when we go in, they will be in there for probably about 4 or 5 months. So they ought to have enough time to record some stuff.
Yep.
That's I have, and I do it all the time. That whistle, I do it, and I don't even think about it. I started doing it after I heard it at Newsom's that night up in the loft, and I have had them answer me back, but I ain't got Tourette's or nothing like that, but I do that whistle. I won't even think about it. I'll just do it. Just be walking and squatching or fishing or walking through the house or whatever. But yeah. No, where I live at, it would be hard for them to get around my house because of it's opened all the way around it with houses. But I have heard them on the ridge way up above our house. Me and my wife both heard one up there yelling one morning about 2:30 in the morning. We had been canning sauerkraut or something like that and it was late in the early in the morning, late at night, whichever one you want to call it. And I took the dog outside, and when I did, I heard it up there yelling, and I hollered at her, and she come out, and we both heard that. Down where my church is, I've actually heard 3 different ones holler down there. But dogmen, not that I know of. If they have been around, I've not noticed it. I have. This past year, 2025, was the first year that I've ever found. It was this past year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's the first year that I've ever found dogman tracks in my area, in one of my areas. But
April of last year.
oh yeah, I think so. Like I say, I think they're just like humans. Different intelligent levels within this group. You got 3 smartens and a redheaded stepchild. So.
Wait a minute.
Tim, you are brilliant.
Shh, don't tell nobody. I've made it 59 years without people knowing that.
Don't tell my wife.
Oh, she knows it. This is funny. Well, to me, it was funny. They had the company she works for, they moved them into this new office, and they had the guy come in to fix the sink. All he had to do is put a spigot on it. Take 20, 30 minutes. 4 days later, she said, "Can you come and fix my sink?" I went in, screwed it, tightened it up, stretched out a little spring. It's working fine. So, yeah.
Nice. Sasquatch may have a BMO creative. What's he saying? Sasquatch may have electromagnetic hypersensitivity, especially with all the hair and size. And that makes sense. And just being nocturnal for the most part, too. And if they're like, okay, guys, so Tim, if they're like, I think they're like bloodhounds. I think they have the eyes of eagles. What we've always said, they know you're there before you know you're there. So, I mean, that makes sense that they're going to be electromagnetically hypersensitive.
And as far as colors, most of the ones I have seen has either been like a charcoal gray or a black. The one that I'm pretty sure was one, but I didn't get to see the whole body, so I can't say. But what part of it I seen was solid white, and it looked like the top of its head. There was a ridge here, and I'm on one side of it hunting, and they're on the other side of breaking limbs and all of that stuff, letting me know they're there. And I just see something white like that go down that ridge, but it don't go up and down. It don't move. It's just like it's on rails. And the first thing I thought of was, did I just see a white-headed Bigfoot?
Wow.
He was like me. He's old.
Yeah, that's it. As long as I've been going in there, last year was the first time I've hunted in there in probably 10 years, because I always left it to them and let them have it. But I started seeing so much good deer sign in there, I thought, well, I'm going back in there this year. We just have to shire or something. But it was honestly, that was one of my first research areas, besides Newsom's. And it was honestly like they was telling me, we're still here, glad to see you, because they didn't do nothing. They just, every now and then they'd break a stick or something like that just to pop it and let me know that they was around. And I honestly, they didn't try to come in around me or run me off or nothing like that. They just let me know they was there. And I honestly think that that was what they was doing. Just like, good to see you again. How's your mom and them? We're still here, so.
Ed Rock's question. Hey, Ed, we met Ed at the South Carolina Bigfoot Festival last year and hope to see you again this year. Have you ever seen any mist or fog in your areas related to the paranormal? An eyewitness account here had a crazy story about a Bigfoot coming out of it.
I've not, but we've got up here in the mountains, we get so much fog and clouds, and up in my research area, the main one that we're using now, the very first encounter I had, the clouds had set down and I couldn't see but maybe 20 yards. Then one of them made a call, tried to act like a crow, and I knew it wasn't a crow as soon as I heard it, because I'd never heard crows up there. I'd heard a lot of ravens, but no crows.
And I think there's some validity with that too. You think about, was it 2000? I'm looking at it right now. 2005, the movie called The Fog. You know, Hollywood's got a connection to this. I think these things, yes, can use fog. I had the question one time, you know, hey, what do you think they do in thunder rainstorms? Oh, I think they're having a high old time because they can move more freely. They know people aren't out and about when big storms, and I think they're using those as cover as they go from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Well, you also got up in Portlock, Alaska. They would say the Bigfoot would come in with a fog.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Well, if you remember also, since you said that, Georgia, just remember what Martin Groves told us. If you was ever in the LBL and a purplish fog rolled in, leave. It don't matter if it's 12 o'clock at night. It don't matter if it's in the middle of the day. If a purplish looking fog rolls in, pack everything you got and get out as quick as you can.
Mm.
And that man knows enough to where I was like, yes, sir. You ain't got to tell me twice.
Amen.
But yeah, I've had things thrown at me. I've had sticks thrown. I've had rocks thrown. I actually stood one time just to see how close they would throw a rock, and the last one they throwed hit about a foot from my foot. Not big, not hard, just lobbing it in, just a friendly, we're here, time for you to go. I want to go. Time for us to do some hunting. So I got out. I have not had a fairy encounter. If I ever do, I hope it's one of them Asian ones like keeps putting up, because if it is, I might come back squinch-eyed. That and right there.
Be aware. You might have a hose.
Oh my gosh, Robert, I love it, man. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you right now, it's a good thing Laura and I aren't married, because I've been divorced right now. Getting paper served to me.
Hey, now we know what happened to him. It wasn't D-Ray that food poisoned him. Laura seen them pictures. That's what it
Every time I ask, she's like, why don't you go ask your little fairy friend?
Miss Robin, I have never seen a little person, but a good friend of mine that I trust wholeheartedly, he has. So I know they're real. Like dog men. For the longest, I thought dog men. I was having hard enough time believing Bigfoot, and now we got werewolves running around. These people need to stay out of the woods. They don't know what they're talking about. And then this is before I know these guys. And I asked my buddies in Sasquatch Recon, you ever have any dog man encounters or whatever? Oh yeah, we've had them follow us and run into them. They're real. Yeah, they're just as real as Bigfoot is. So, but I've never seen little people, but he has. So I believe him. So if cryptids have the ability to move between dimensions, where would they actually go? Another space, another plane?
Taco Bell.
And who knows? You know, that's one of the things that we can't answer.
Right.
You know, Greg Ogles, and I trust Greg. Greg's not going to lie to anybody. And when he tells me that he has actually witnessed Bigfoots coming out of portals, I believe him. I've never witnessed it, but I think I know Greg enough to where that he's not lying. I mean, number one, why would he? You know, it's hard enough getting people to believe you see these creatures without having to put any weird spin on it. So
True.
Water and often. Ooh, good stuff, Robin M444.
That's interesting. That's an interesting view.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boy.
We got the best listeners.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
Yes, sir.
Now, my big question of the night, there's a video floating around on TikTok. just so happens to be on the NCI TikTok channel over there. I was wanting to know if it was Fred Astaire or somebody else that taught Tim how to do all those fancy dance steps.
Oh, that's easy. That's Uncle Jed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my Clampett Cloud Hopper.
If anybody wants to see the video in question, step over to TikTok, type in cryptid.investigations. NCI logo will pop up. Scroll down. It should be probably about the third video, possibly maybe the fourth. And you'll see exactly what I was talking about. Oh, and there's also one of, I think George was doing the Carlton dance.
I like that. Are you now, Rob? Are you talking about the one that you did, or the one that they filmed me doing out in Las Vegas?
Both.
Oh, okay.
There's another question, Tim.
Have you ever had a Pombero sighting before? Very little people beings. No, not that I know of. I mean, and I don't mean this in a bad way, and I'm trying not to be a smart aleck or nothing, but I've got the smallest people that I have ever seen is my two dwarf cousins. And one of them's 38 inches tall, and I think the other one's like 39. And that's the smallest people I've ever seen.
That sounds like that answered that question.
And for you, if you go to YouTube, go to Bait Saver Hooks, and when you get on there, go down to bloopers and all of that stuff, and you'll find me doing the Clampett Cloud Hopper in Vegas. So I have no shame, evidently.
Well, look who you're hanging out with. So
Dwarf tossing is
bad influence.
Well, you know, when you're the redheaded stepchild, you give up on stuff like that years ago. You get used to it.
Mm.
well. Thank God it's not the UK. That's all I got to say because we're all about it.
Yeah, because some of the questions we've heard after some of the shows, yeah, I had to turn red and left 3 hours ago.
Huh?
What did he say?
Who knows what's visiting us from who knows where, dropping of who knows what. Exactly. I mean, if you go back, and I'll just say this, you go back in the Bible.
Sorry.
I don't guess we'll be doing no dwarf wrestling in the UK.
That's right.
That got me off track. I forgot what I was going to say now.
I think I know where that came from.
That is fantastic.
I can't remember if it was on here or Grandpa's old Hank Tales that we normally do. Well, I normally do at 9 o'clock. This was on satellite TV. It was dwarf bowling. I sat there and laughed my darn head off. It was an actual sport.
Hey, there's
on
all
satellite
kinds of weird
TV. This was, God, I guess it's back in the 90s. And they did that. They'd pick up somebody that was about, 30 some inches tall. I mean, an actual living, breathing midget, dwarf, or whatever you want to call them. Pick them up by the nape of the neck, by the seat of the breeches, and then send them down the bowling alley just like a bowling ball on their stomach, and ever how many pins they knocked down. I sit there and cracked it. I can't remember if it was on ESPN or what it was on. It it wasn't too long after that. That's when I seen the riding lawnmower racing, which I loved that, and you can't find that no more. But I did. I sit there and laughed my head off. That's the funniest darn thing I've ever seen in my life.
I do know over in Sevierville they have midget wrestling. I think it's even been on TV. It's Big Time Brawlers or something like that.
That's over in Waynesville not too long ago.
Oh,
them Mexican midget wrestlers is the ones that's funnier than crap.
Hey, I still remember back when Andre the Giant wrestled 5 at one time.
yeah. Stack them all up and set on top of them.
Yep, that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, Jose Sanchez. What's it? Pomberos have been seen to be maybe even a foot high.
Oh,
yeah.
wait,
Sorry, couple
that's okay,
down.
you've
A couple
lost it.
down.
oh, okay, I see it.
Yeah. Can I comment on that? Because of my fairy sighting, I now like really thinking about it these past few months. I'm like, man, everything's on the table now. Just like there's multiple different types of Sasquatch, I think there's multiple different types of little people, whether they're Pomberos or we call them fairies or whatever. Yeah, I think it's just like Sasquatch. I think our eyes are being opened up to all the stuff we knew in the past and are just kind of coming full circle again. I have this theory that our focus as humans got put onto the cities for so long in the industrial age. We got off of the woods and the forest and all of that. And now we're getting back out there more. Like George says, there's more people out there with more phones, more technology. And so now we're encountering them. And then I also contest that all of their population numbers are on the rise.
And I think that's one reason that we're seeing so many more Bigfoots. And I ain't got no way of proving it, but I've often thought that when we come to this country and we came in guns ablazing, killing everything in sight, there's no telling how many of them was killed thinking they was wild men or stuff like that, because there's actually accounts of it in some of the old newspapers.
Yeah.
Well, how many of them got killed that didn't get reported?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, if you read this book, David Pilates, or Pilates, however you want to say his name, like this book alone is an eye opener. And this gives you so much information. And then, like I always talk about that one ancient Indian story I have where the tribes had to bind themselves together to war against the hairy prairie people because they were numerous as leaves on trees. That tells you that these things might progenerate like rabbits. There might be they just might be making a comeback now.
I just love that name, hairy prairie people.
Say that 5 times fast.
Well, here's the thing, Boom Boom, since you said that. I know we touched on it a couple months ago, but we got on the gestation period of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
From, what we've learned and the information that we found and the time of year that it was found in, I'm just about thoroughly convinced they got the gestation period of a goat.
Yep. What is that? 6 months, you said?
Between 5 to 5.5 months.
Gotcha. That's fantastic.
Because 9 times out of 10, you're between September and October and just a little down by November, you'll start picking up on the what I call the rut, for a buck deer and this, that, and the other, which probably goes for the same for the male Bigfoot. And then in the spring of the year, we found all those pine trees ripped apart. Everything just, made kind of like a bed and everything. And between them and the fall, between fall year and spring, if you tally it up, it's ricocheting all the time between 5 to 5.5 months gap between the two. And in order for them to maintain being able to not be seen all that much, that would make perfect sense, because why would you have a 9.5 month pregnant Bigfoot trying to roam around, trying to stay hid all the time.
Mm-hmm. Good
Well,
stuff.
And if you think that's when we get the most vocalizations too,
Yep.
is in the fall.
Exactly.
And actually, that's the ones that we have fighting. That is when those would have been recorded, was back last fall.
Oh yeah.
And then, am I correct in saying that the train of thought is the younger they are, they're more apt to be in the trees as well, and as they age, not that they're not in the trees when they're older, it's just that they're in the trees less as they get bigger.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Well,
Tim, you got
what
another
better place
question?
for them to hide?
What are your opinions on the reported small raptor sightings? I honestly think they're real. And the reason I think they're real is the Bible says that in the last days, what was will be again. And they once was, so they will be again. And I honestly think that, and I don't think they've been gone for millions of years. I don't think the Earth's that old.
No.
6,000 to 8,000 years at the most. And I mean, you've got human footprints in the rock with the dinosaurs. So,
Then I think Harley said, like I agree with Harley as well. Hey, these may be government projects where they're just letting them loose, letting them go, or they're escape, whatever. I think there's validity in a lot of the Hollywood movies like Jurassic Park, all that kind of stuff. There's a hint of truth there. So say they reconstitute dinosaur DNA and they're able to make these little raptors, and then they let them loose to see. I hate to say this, but because of that dog man, that Joe Barger story, it's almost like the government goes, hey, let's let them loose to see what happens. Yeah. It's just weird to me sometimes what the government may do.
We know for a fact that they're cloning woolly mammoths.
Yep.
So
that's what we know. So what don't
that's
we know?
what we know. They're admitting they're doing. So what are they doing that we don't know nothing about?
Yep.
That is for sure.
Be quick. The only thing with laying eggs is you would have to keep them at a certain temperature. Because just like turkey eggs, chicken eggs, or anything else, they have to stay at a certain temperature to hatch. So mama would have to sit on that nest with the eggs and not be able to hide.
And plus, they're mammals.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, what if they can do just exactly like a tom turkey? Tom turkey will go sit on the nest while the mama goes out and forages around. They'll take turns and swap off.
Yep.
Well, so does penguin, but they're still not the only mammal that lays eggs is a platypus.
Yeah. Figure that out.
Well, I figured God was in one of those moods. He's like, you know what? They think they know what's going on. Let's fix that.
Yeah. Let's see. We've got the bumblebee, and it's not supposed to be able to fly, but it does. You know what? It's Friday. Let's have some fun out of it. We're going to go casual Friday and see if I can figure this one out.
We're going to mix a duck, a beaver, and make it lay eggs.
Yeah. And it's poisonous. They are poisonous.
I didn't know that was poisonous.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, seriously, they are poisonous. So it's like the Lord was like, okay, boys, we're going to have a suggestion box, and the top 5 suggestions is what we're going to put into this animal. So you're a duck, beaver. I like that. All right, a marsupial. Ooh, that'll be good. It's going to have a pouch, and yeah, just to kick it all off, let's make it venomous. Okay.
Actually, another question.
Might have been a dinosaur era holdover species. Maybe best on. Well, the only thing is, we was here when the dinosaurs was.
Yes.
I mean, true. That's my belief.
Well, I personally wasn't. I mean, I know I'm old, but.
Yeah. But
now, George, we know darn good and well that you daggum bust the table at the Last Supper.
Hey, somebody had to. And I ain't going to tell you what I did with that thing he was drinking out of. I got that hid.
Well, think if it was, though, poor old Tim was out there digging worms for Jonah when he got swallowed by the whale.
That's true.
I told him not to get close to the water. He listen. I told him, don't you go down there, boy. And he, oh yeah, I'm a big fisherman. I got a zip code 202. I can do whatever I want. That whale showed him those balls.
Mhm.
But here's
I've never though considered Bigfoot to be a missing link, just a different human line.
That's the reason I always say I think it's its own species.
Yeah. Yep.
Whatever that would be.
Right.
But Jonah, he had a sourpuss attitude. That's the reason the whale spit him back out.
Gosh, yes. Man.
Well, at least he spit him out. That's one good thing.
Yeah.
It could have been a whole different direction.
I didn't come out that end.
Good stuff.
I'll behave. I apologize. Dear Lord, bless the pygmies down there in Ghana.
Boom, boom. Do you have to go to work?
No, sir. I'm off work this week, and thank goodness. I barely finished last week with what I'm going through.
Yeah.
It puts a whole new name to the word or nickname boom boom because I've been boom booming for almost 10 days now.
You look great.
The problem was I got dehydrated. I got bad dehydrated, and I was
That's the reason I had to go. If you remember, a few weeks back, I had about a month or so ago. I had to go get rehydrated.
Yep. Get dizzy and man. Maybe that's.
Well, at least on the good side of it, you don't have to worry about a colonoscopy for the next 10 years.
I thought about that.
Doc, can you check me now?
Exactly. Hey, while I'm here.
Yeah.
Just don't go to that same doctor Carl Childers went to. You liable to wake up and there'd be a set of car keys and a tennis ball beside you.
Oh my goodness. I haven't heard that story, but I can imagine. Tennis ball?
Oh, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
If they are Native Americans with recessive genes that are expressing so choose to live in the woods, congregate with others that have these traits. Well, there's actually, from what I've heard and from reliable sources, there's still Native Americans that live in the Smokies that's never come out to civilization.
Mm.
They went in during the Trail of Tears and they've never come out.
Wow.
That's very true.
That'd be my ancestors and probably all of our ancestors there, right? And that's an interesting thing too. So bloodhounds can smell. Supposedly now some dogs can smell sicknesses, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder too, like if Bigfoot can smell our lineage. All right, yeah, I got to mention the fairy again. So supposedly, and I got to go get this all checked out, I am predominantly Cherokee Indian and Irish. So I'm like, so part of my mind was like, okay, maybe that's why I've been successful with the Sasquatch and fairies. Do they know there's like a historical lineage there? Because supposedly that's where the fairies come from, right? Ireland and all that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Well,
I love Ireland. Everybody out there.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how they know, but I'm like you, Boom Boom. I think they know what your intent is.
Yep.
Just like horses know when you fear them, and they will absolutely run over top of you if you show every bit of fear. Dogs won't go to some people because they know that they're mean. And so could these know the same thing?
Right. Yes, sir. And that, there's just so much historical documentation or evidence or stories of Native Americans trading with Sasquatch clans. So,
Well, that got quite quick.
our DNA most valuable both here and off planet more than gold. Woo! That's a heavy statement.
Mhm.
Our DNA is most valuable both here and off planet more than gold.
That well, that train hit a dirt road. Never mind.
Well, if they get mine, they're only going to get like Gaelic and stuff like that, because that's what my whole ancestors was: Gaelic,
Awesome.
Viking, Celtic.
Nice.
They get mine, they're going to get Heinz 57. I think my bunch is sort of like the platypus. Yeah, throw some of that in there too.
There's so much ketchup in these veins.
That's why it's red. You guys can't get quiet. You got to keep talking.
A giant gene. These comments. I'll tell you, our viewers are amazing. A giant gene trait is to be able to smell and hear your blood. Well, hey, fee fi fo fum. I smell the blood of an Englishman. You know that is rooted in a truth, right? These old some of these old fairy tales.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you take a lot of them old fairy tales and dive a little dab deep into them. They wasn't fairy tales.
Right.
That's just like, everybody talking about the dinosaurs. There never was no such thing as a dinosaur because that word wasn't invented until the 1800s. Prior to that, even in the Bible, it states that they were dragons.
The dragons and leviathans.
Yeah. They had different names.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, behemoth.
Well, just like Bigfoot, they never got that name until that one reporter named it that in the, what was it, in the 60s, 50s?
Yeah.
Late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean,
yeah, and then if you throw in the fact that these creatures or beings, whatever you want to refer to them as, have the ability to go deep down in the caverns, maybe even into the flooded tunnels and caverns. We know they're able to hold their breath. I mean, I've got an eyewitness account here in Michigan. So the story is when these two guys were kids, they knew of a cave opening out by me and is it Middleton? I'm trying to remember the name of the town. But anyways, and these Sasquatch would come in and out of this cave. Well, later that area got flooded by swamps, and that's actually, if you've seen my new intro with your song, George, and I'm walking through that area, and there's swamps all over, just kind of offset. Well, they told me they seen a Sasquatch walking up out of a swamp. So if that cave entrance is still there, it's just underwater now, that tells you these things have a huge lung capacity, let alone we know that from their howls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And
plus,
go ahead, Rob.
Plus, you've got the Mammoth Cave system. They've done explored 450 miles of it, and they said it still keeps it going. And there's a lot of it that's yet to be explored, and they have no idea as of yet which direction it's going, because it can stretch into Ohio, plumb down, back down into Tennessee. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and there's no telling how many escape routes and entrance that they have to go into different states.
They've actually been reports of people watching them walk out of the woods into the water, walk across a canal or whatever, and come out on the other side and keep on walking. We know they have huge lung capacity from their yells and all of that. So if they have that, then they should have just as much lung capacity for holding their breath. And we can hold our breath for 2 or 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. But what if you had 5 times the lung capacity or 10. You know, you could walk 10, 15 minutes underwater and never think nothing about it.
Yep. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. And I've got these two. We got a lady up here. I've told you guys before, and then George had brought up the ancient civilization pathway through Lake Huron here, and I've got these 2 groups of eyewitnesses that had Sasquatch walking through their backyards every evening, going down to Lake Huron, and then just kind of disappearing off into the water. You know, where are they going? These lakes up here in Michigan, they aren't lakes; they're oceans. They're huge. And these things are just taking off swimming, going diving underwater, you know.
I'm reading the comments, guys. I apologize.
Oh, it's good stuff, boy. They are. Woo.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Yep.
I still think there's who was that guy? Matt Squatch. Anybody ever follow Matt Squatch? He had a great breakdown of like different types of Sasquatches, Gugwe, all that kind of stuff. But then he even had a classification for what he called stone giants, and these were the bigger type Sasquatch, or they were just, you know, maybe twice the size of a normal Sasquatch. And he said they lived in the more reclusive areas. You know, they're harder to get to, way up on the peaks and deep into Alaska and all of that. Ceiling fairies, what? What I missed?
Oh, sorry.
I see George laughing.
Oh, like this one? Or maybe it's this one.
There you go.
You know what? I think I'm gravitating towards that one a little bit.
But
I think it's a mystery.
Again, it could possibly be, you know, where, you know, we got all kinds of strange things going on in the world today, and people identifying as microwave ovens and whole 9 yards. So why not this?
I love it. Somewhere between here and the I swear I gotta be careful. I'm gonna be single here.
He's gonna keep on until he winds up getting his fork bent and his plate broke.
Oh man. Hey, did you see that? Somebody said Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot made a comment, something about giant holding the breath.
For
Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. Yeah. I'd like to know more about that. Per the giant we talked to.
That wouldn't surprise me at all.
No.
Oh, two. The interesting. Not to talk about the ferry right now, but I'm. The picture you showed. What was intriguing about it is, you know, the ferry I saw had a bluish gray skin, and even though that one might have been a greenish gray, yes. So I have a book here somewhere, and I got to go over it again. But it's a guy by the name of Derek Gilbert, and he wrote a book called The Return of Saturn. Okay, and I'm going to go over this one more time. But some of the ancient gods had bluish gray skins, and we know the alien grays and all of that. But I didn't know that until recently, and so then I connected that with the fairy. I'm like, what the heck's that all about? A bluish gray skin.
The Nordics too.
Okay. All right. You got to teach me more, George. Point me in the right direction.
Well, we know the government has admitted we've been in contact with at least 10 species, and the Nordics is one of those species.
Wow.
That was released when they did all that releasing of the UFO files.
Okay, and they're the ones with the bluish gray. I know they have the white hair, but they also have the
They have a bluish color skin to them.
Gotcha. Wow.
Ain't one of them also reptilian?
Yep, reptilians, insectoids, tall grays, regular grays. What do you call them? The ones that are part feline and part human, or humanoid felines, and also the ones almost like a dog man. There's a bunch of they had a whole list of them, and I went through and I found somebody sent it to me, and I looked them up, and that's what I found. But we know that they have been talking with the Nordics because the Nordics has been mentioned in some of the historical documents.
Wow. Yep, we're late to the party and catching up though now.
Oh yeah, we're learning more and more every day. I got a sneaking suspicion. Now, don't hold me to this. I just got a big, strong feeling before the end of the year, everybody's not going to be able to deny UFOs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Because they've already had meetings with church leaders. They've already released a bunch of files. You've got a movie coming out called Disclosure. There's a lot of stuff pointing to this year they're going to be motherships in our atmosphere.
And I honestly wonder how much of it's going to be real and how much of it's going to be government-controlled AI and that kind of stuff.
It could be. I really don't know. I think that the only way to pull the world together is to give them an outside threat.
Mm-hmm.
So
who said that? Reagan, right? Reagan first said that, right?
That, so take that for wherever you want to take it for.
Mm-hmm.
He warned us a long time ago in the 80s.
And this gets back to Bible stuff. We know that the world's going to come to a one world government, a one world order. It's going to happen no matter who says what or what says who.
That's true.
The question is, how are they going to do it?
Well, they got to do it where everybody's afraid and they want it.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to force it on them, it ain't going to work.
Exactly.
There'll
And
be too
what
much rebellion.
I've often wondered, and this is sort of off the subject and all that stuff, but oh well, we've been on longer than 13 minutes. The rapture that the Bible talks about, and yes, before everybody throws up comments, the Bible don't say rapture. It actually says catching away. If you look it up in the Bible, rapture means catching away. So, nanner. But anyway, I've often wondered if that's what how they're going to try to explain the rapture taking place. Everybody's leaving, and they say, well, that was some of those aliens. That was the people that was aliens, was not part of us. And now, if you don't take this mark, we'll know that you're one of them and you're not part of us. Don't know. But I can
That's a good
see it
way
happen.
to see it. That's actually an excellent way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, I had some other thoughts, but I'm not going to go into all that right now because it just gets confusing. Everybody be like, you're a freaking mind crazy, man. So we won't go there.
Nah, I don't think you are.
Oh, I am. That's okay.
Have
I got a pretty beard.
him talking about the metal, have you been watching Blind Skinwalker Ranch?
I have.
Where they pulled up those pieces of material and it actually healed itself.
Yeah.
That is wild.
Well, we've been working on liquid metal for a while as well, which does the same thing.
Okay.
Well,
So
actually, they actually
Da-na-na.
Terminator give us a preview of that.
Sorry, that was the Terminator theme song I was trying to do there.
I got you.
The liquid
Well, that
metal.
liquid metal probably has nanobot technology in it as well.
Well, they've been working, I know for a fact they've been working on nanite technology for at least 30 years.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
And think how far they get in 30 years.
Yeah. Well, honestly, how can I say this? I believe that the technology was given to them.
I do too.
Yep.
They just having a hard time figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll leave it at that.
Bingo.
You don't take an explosion in technology like we had all of a sudden in the 50s and 60s and 40s, 50s and 60s and from there on, look how much technology has exploded.
Yeah.
They're trying to tell us that they went to the moon and I've got more technology in my hand than what they had in the whole rocket. But the technology after the Roswell incident, all of a sudden you've got microwaves, you've got all of this stuff that you never had before.
Oh yeah, and I think the Iran and Ukraine war are evidence of that, of the United States having a higher level of just a technological advantage, militarily wise. So how did we get that advantage? Who,
But Iran's not fighting the Ukrainians.
Wait, what?
I'm going to get hit. I can say it already.
Nope.
What did you say?
He was correcting me that Iran is not fighting Ukraine.
Yeah.
So I will clarify. Those are two separate wars. Two separate. Or are they? Wait, or are they? Yeah,
That's
there's
true.
another conspiracy.
Hey, is that World War 11?
37.
37. That's good.
It could be there's a book I read that actually mentioned the war that ended the third age of man.
Ooh, that's all right. All right, break that down for a second. So, first of age of man, and I'm just going by the Bible, biblical narrative. So, Adam and Eve to Noah, that's the first age.
Yep.
Break down what would be the
first.
That was like 2,000 years, if I ain't mistaken, from beginning to Noah was 2,000. And then from Noah to the Exodus was 2,000. And then 2,000 from the Exodus to Christ is 2,000. And then it's been 26 years since the birth of Christ. The best I remember it anyway, and I could be wrong, but I think that's the way that that I watched somebody. He was a theologian and talking about the Earth being around 6,000 to 8,000 years old. So if that's true, that would put it in that timeline.
Well, in that timeline would be the fourth age of men, if it's ever 2,000 years.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
The way I figured it is a little different because I didn't use biblical stance. I just figured it in my head what makes sense to me. Now I know that's scary because it makes sense to me.
But
Now, I think everything's on the table. I mean, I even lean towards the dispensational. There you go. I even lean towards the dispensationalist where, there could have been an age of Earth before where the angels or the extraterrestrial angels lived on Earth, and then they blew that, and that was kind of renovated. And then God was like, you know what? I'm going to redo some stuff and make some family members called human beings. But that's the gap theory, dispensationalism.
And that would, when he made man, it says that he made man, and then he made Adam, which was the first living soul. So was there other men made before?
There was.
That was like the angels. The angels. Well, evidently all of them, but the angels were created to praise and worship him.
Well, in the Bible, he talks about creating men earlier in Genesis. He said, and give them where they look like us. So he's talking about to the angels and stuff. And then later on, he creates Adam, which was
then it starts talking about Adam. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying was the first ones created like the angels to where they automatically worshipped him, and then he was like, I want somebody to do it on their free will, not because I'm making them.
Right.
So let's make them and give them the choice. And the only time that it would have been was when Eve disobeyed. And of course, Adam did too. You can't blame it all on Eve. He was just as guilty as she was. But, you know, up to that point, they didn't have no idea they wasn't clothed.
Well, no, I think what happened, he was booty blinded. And
oh, yeah, without a doubt. Bingo on that, George.
Well, you know, it said that he looked at her and seen that she was beautiful, and so she had to be attracted.
True.
Because they was going to have
the mysticism, Judas mysticism, after having Lilith for a while, he's probably like, oh my God, this woman's crazy. Get her out of here. God turned her into a demon, sent her out. He said, okay, I'm going to give you Eve. Don't mess it up.
Yeah. And Eve was, as we say here in Michigan, fairylicious. Fairylicious, everyone, right there.
That's going to be the new word, fairylicious.
We're going to
How
have
do you
to
like
make
that?
stickers.
Oh, that's
up.
fairylicious right there.
Yep. We're going to have to make stickers up and call it Boom Boom's Fairy. That's all we're going to put on there.
I wouldn't go that far because you know how some people's mindset are.
I do. That's why I said it. Sorry.
Lord, I apologize to me with the starving pygmies down in New Guinea. Amen.
Hey, would you guys agree, though, real quick question? And this makes sense to me with some of the fossils found, that prior to the flood, you know, there's stories of an ancient flood all over the world, however you want to believe it, whatever. But prior to the flood, that the oxygen levels may have been quite more, you know, higher.
It's proven. The oxygen levels, I've actually listened to that fella called Kent Hovack on that, and the oxygen level was like 33%. It was a lot more than what we have today, and that's the reason everything grew bigger.
Man, could you imagine that?
And then once the flood came and all of that, then the oxygen levels started dropping. And that's one reason I don't think it was the asteroid that took the dinosaurs out. I think it was them not being able to breathe.
Oh, that's interesting. And then that would bring into what the aspect of why they lived longer before the flood.
And that would also bring in why they was bigger.
Yeah.
Has any of you guys been to that Ark Museum?
Yes, I have.
I'm dying to go.
I've been twice.
And they talk about dinosaurs on the Ark because there was not as many species at that period of time as there are now.
Yeah. And
so if you look at that and you go, then the dinosaurs most likely was killed by the flood. And the only ones that lived was on the Ark, and they just basically bred out.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the thing about it, you know, people, well, you'd have to have, nowhere in the Bible does it say that they was full-grown animals. They could have been babies.
Well, I tell you what, you just said Ark, you'll be like, oh, yeah, he could easily do it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
way it's set up, it even shows you the design of how they had the cages, how they had the things, how they had the food, how they got water in. It is one of the most amazing museums I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot of museums from the Smithsonian on down. Sorry about that. I meant to interrupt. I apologize.
Good stuff. No, good stuff, guys. I like Paul J. Plug 6 Connolly 666. Nymphs and fairies, leprechauns are all as real as Bigfoot in the UK. See, that's awesome, man. Well, that's just like, see, if you live in a certain area around the world, you're going to have your local fairy tales there, your local legends there.
I have actually written about them over there.
I got to get your book still. I'm so behind the dime. Yes.
Guys, if y'all want to learn about that stuff, get the European edition I just released this year. It's got all kinds of good information about that stuff.
Robert's about to hold it up. Come on, man.
Wait till I get the African one done.
Really? Oh,
53 countries in Africa I'm writing about.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still having to write sentences from high school. I will not talk in class. I will not talk in class.
There it is.
Thank you, sir.
Legends, Myths, Monsters, and Ghosts, the European edition. Fantastic. I don't think I'm ever going to have it in me to write a book, guys. I don't know how you do it, George. I don't know how you crank these things out. My goodness.
Well, I'm a little slow right now, but I'm going to be getting better as soon as I get my hand straightened out. I'll be doing a lot more. I'm going to try to put out at least 3 a year.
Awesome. I guess we all have our thing, huh?
I don't know what mine is, but it evidently ain't writing.
It's fishing.
There you go.
Because you've got some beautiful catfish.
There's mine.
What is it?
A blank piece of paper.
That would be mine.
You've done a good story. I don't know what you're talking about. And
yeah,
you
were
published in a nice magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think I'm going to publish
if
that.
anybody's interested, go to StrangeKnocksMagazine.com. And I think it's the I think it was an April edition, wasn't it?
I think so. It's the second part to the next one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Part 2 is in the next issue coming up. It's called Angelique Cryptid Hunter.
I think I'm going to just have one and it's nothing but blank pages, and I'm call it the Memoirs of Tim Dills. That way you can just put in there whatever you want to.
I think I'm going to write a book about Tim.
That'll be a short
Actually, I'm going to do a book about all of us. But I'm going to probably work with Rob and make it a comic book.
Yes, we still have a comic book to do. And I've got one that I'm working on. If I can ever get a chance to get it straightened out, it's called Guardians of Inner Earth.
Ooh.
I want to
Nice.
Mickey right quick. Actually, Mickey, that is not what makes fossil fuels. It is the leaf matter and plant matter and all of that stuff. That the reason they named it fossil fuels was so that it would sound like it was scarce.
Yeah.
But it is actually the leaves and the branches and all of that stuff dying and decaying is actually what makes oil and petroleum and all of that stuff. It's actually not from the dinosaurs. I didn't learn that much. There's stuff in our head. It'll come out every once in a while.
I'm so proud of you.
We'll send you a new helmet and a box of crayons.
No, it did not survive the flood because they had no place to land. You can't fly forever.
Well, and the flood was on the earth a year. They stayed in the ark for a year before the actual water started going down. And it said that the only thing that lived was what was in the ark. Everything else, every person, every animal, every creature, of course, not the fish. They didn't die because they was in the water, but everything that had breath, that lived on land was, if it wasn't in the ark, it died.
Well, that could be another reason why they found fish that were supposed to have been extinct long after they were supposed to be extinct.
Yep.
And what poor old Todd, thank you, buddy boy, I appreciate that. And and I think that'll work. I think you hit that and hits the nail on the head right there. I was going to say that.
Oh
my.
You know,
that was so good.
what people don't realize, the earth was flat when the flood started. And then when it says that it come forth out of the ground, that they busted forth, that's when the mountains and stuff got pushed up. That's when the Grand Canyon and all of that stuff got made. It wasn't over millions of years. It was flat, and that's the reason that they have found clams and mussels, or whatever you want to call them, on top of Mount Everest still closed. Well, they had to die instantly for them to stay closed and not open up. So that sort of answers the question, did it cover the mountaintops? There wasn't no mountains then.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're Heinz 57. He says, or any people did. That's us. I am the Milkman Jr.
The or any.
Maybe that's the reason I like Oreos, because my daddy was the milkman.
There you go. There you go. Well, Tim, we've gone 2 hours, brother.
Wow.
I can't believe people stayed around that long.
Well, you've done a good job.
No, we done a good job.
No, this is all.
Wow. So you guys got me thinking, all right, the flying beast and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, what would be the oldest name? I know George is like, all right, this show's going to be three hours long.
No, I was just laughing. I thought
the term. So we had dragons is only so old, that's like dinosaurs. But going back to fiery serpents, I didn't know the prophet Isaiah even wrote about fiery flying serpents in the region where he was in the wilderness. So it's like, man, dragons and stuff, because I was looking at that 1882 account of that dragon attacking that steam engine out west in Los Angeles? I'm trying to find that picture. Something like that.
A new one pop out.
I had it and I lost it. But so it's like, wow. So on Noah's Ark is my point, is they had to have the DNA to all this stuff.
If we're going to do Hank Tales, we better get off here.
Oh, Hank Tales is not going to be aired tonight.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, Grandpa decided he wanted to do a little bit of clogging.
Hey, boom, boom. There was one I seen the other day about a dragon. A guy, one of the, it was filmed by a farmer in China. The video was only up for a short period of time. But if it's real, I'm not saying that it is, because all this AI crap that's out there now. But he filmed a
man. I tell you, somebody looked. Oh, go ahead.
Was up in a cave on the hill, and all of a sudden something sticks its head out, and these big wings come out, and it flies out.
Ah.
And the video got jerked off so fast it wasn't funny.
Well, that makes sense.
Where'd Boom Boom go? I make you mad?
No. He may have had a malfunction and accidentally hit the wrong button.
He may be going boom boom.
That's true.
Because his belly been upset for the last week and a half.
True.
Could very well have.
Well, apparently, we got several people leaving to go eat.
Oh, yeah. I know
what
that.
Then they just bring it with them. I mean, that's what I do. Just eat while you talk.
Apparently, Mickey can get some sleep tonight since I ain't no Hank Tales.
Wait till Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Grandpa's got some more in that book. It won't be too much longer, ladies and gentlemen, that Grandpa will debut his book on Amazon.
There you go.
He got so excited he hit the wrong button.
Yeah, some weird reason. Like Robert, if you go out and come back in, I will lose the audio of someone. Like I could still hear Tim, but I lost George, so I didn't know George was talking. I don't know. StreamYard's weird.
It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling about that video of that dragon I seen the other day,
Really?
taken by a guy in China, and the video got ripped offline.
How old? Recent?
New.
Nice.
This year, the head come out of the cave on the side of the hill. The wings come out and it flew out of the cave, and it was over.
It didn't pick up anybody or anything, little egg roll or anything like that?
No, well, the video kicked out. The video started doing this and then went off.
Wow.
But the video was on, and it got jerked offline almost, quick.
See, that tells you something.
Oh, yeah.
Stuff's being monitored.
What the crap?
What's he like? What happened?
He's pulling a Gomer Powell. He's got laryngitis.
I was aggravating Boom Boom where he said he couldn't hear George.
I'm like, doggone it, there goes Tim. You got me.
Oh, Lord.
Good show, guys.
Youngins, I think it's about time for a bologna sandwich.
Let's do it.
They have to go to Bojangles before they close up.
Man, I would just. I have not. I had a burger last night, but then I forget it. Right this morning, came right out the other end. All I'm saying is I'd like to have a full meal sometime soon.
He'll be eating mashed taters and gravy for a meanie a day.
Well, I'm going to Mom's tomorrow and having pinto beans, fried taters, and cornbread.
Thank you.
Get another plate ready.
I'm probably going. Me and Rachel may be going dirt track racing tomorrow night, so it'll probably be whatever they've got over there.
That's cool.
Cool.
Actually, the Asians have several different kinds of dragons, but they're more of a snake-like, where the European dragons are more of a lizard, like a Komodo dragon type.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all in how the myths or the legends were told that described what the dragons looked like.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Different regions have different looking animals.
Exactly. And what they related it to, even if it was a snake-like creature, some of theirs still actually flew with wings.
Wow.
Eating cows is depressing. Evidently, you ain't never seen me eat a cow. I get giddy. I get tickled.
Oh, I get extremely excited.
Yeah. And I do like eating wild hogs, too. That's
I
good
like
stuff.
about all of it. That's why I'm fat.
Yeah. I know it don't show by the 50 pounds of candy I eat every show, but I could do without everything but meat. I could eat nothing but meat, breakfast, lunch, and supper.
I'm
the same way. If I don't have at least sausage or bacon for breakfast, I get plumb downright downhearted.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah. Huh.
That's an interesting combination.
Yeah.
KFC chicken with yang chow fried rice. That's definitely something I've never thought about.
Do you guys remember that? It's been probably 30 years ago or so. KFC made the chicken nuggets, and they was actually made with the original recipe on them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Them was the best chicken nuggets ever made, and for some reason, some idiot quit making them.
The best thing for me that KFC ever did, and I can't have them because of my sugar now, but the best thing they ever made for me was those damn mashed potato bowls.
Oh yeah,
those are good. Oh,
Son,
corn and
like a puppy push a freight train. Let me tell you.
Yep.
Mm. Well, I guess our stomachs are beginning to think our throat's been cut.
Well, not mine. I had pizza a while ago.
I was going to say I had Taco Bell before the show started.
You lucky heathens. All thing I had was scraping goat turds off the bottom of my shoe.
I don't
You
sound
put that between two white fudge Oreos, and you got something right there, my man.
Well, you got to put enough John Boy and Billy grilling sauce on it in order to cover up the taste.
Oh, Lord help me.
Oh,
Well, fellas, I think we need to wrap it up. Rob's getting dangerous up there.
well, ladies and gentlemen, we sure do appreciate everybody come in here and listen to us tonight. Come back each and every Tuesday and Thursday night, 7 o'clock right here on the NCI YouTube channel. And we're going to pay homage to our first producer who got this ball rolling, and we wouldn't be here today without him, and we certainly to God would not be here today without our audience. All right, Kuyar, ladies and gentlemen. Miss that guy every single solitary day. There's not a day goes by I don't think about him one way, shape, form, fashion, or another. George, we got to give homage to his brother Alan.
We do.
Yes, we do. In 3, 2, 1. F you, Alan. All righty. We'll catch you next Tuesday. Y'all be good, behave, and be pretty, and keep one thing in mind. Do not do nothing stupid this 4th of July weekend. The judge does not come in until Tuesday morning. Gonna be safe.
I was going to say, not unless you record it.
Exactly.
Put it on YouTube and TikTok, then, just knock yourself out. Actually, that'd be a good one.
But y'all have a happy and safe 4th of July. United States, 250 years in the making.
Amen.
Greatest nation in the world. NCI
Amen.
salutes all of our military that made this nation great. We'll catch you next Tuesday on July 6th, right here, 7 o'clock live. Y'all be good, behave, and be pretty. Bicycle.
Happy 4th, everybody.
Happy 4th, everybody.
In the forest deep, where the shadows play, there's a legend roaming just a whisper away. From the NCI crew, we've got our dreams, searching for a giant, or so it seems. With a heart full of hope and a plan in our heads, chasing the stories where the wild things tread, wandering through the night under a silver hue. Good night, Bigfoot. We're still looking for you. Good night, Bigfoot. From the NCI crew. Good night, Bigfoot. We'll keep searching for you. We'll share your tales till the stars lose their light. Good night, Bigfoot. Good night. Through the mountain trail, the whispers come near of the creature so elusive, a friend or just fear. From campfires aglow, we sing your praise. In our hearts we believe you're with us always. With the sound of the night, our spirits rise high, listening for footsteps or a breath in the sky. Every rustle and call, we'll chase down the clue. Good night, Bigfoot. Our dreams are for you. Good night, Bigfoot. From the NCI crew. Good night, Bigfoot. We'll keep searching for you. We'll share your tales till the abide. We'll keep you alive in the tales we confide. With binoculars aiming and hearts full of cheer, every hunt for your shadow brings you near to the laughter and dreams we will never be through. Good night, Bigfoot. We'll keep waiting for you. Good night, Bigfoot, from the NCI crew. Good night, Bigfoot. We'll keep searching for you. We'll share your tales till the stars lose their light. Good night, Bigfoot. Good night. As the fire dims low and the echoes resound, with friends by our side, in the woods we are bound. In the heart of the night, where the stories take flight, we'll always remember. Good night, dear Bigfoot. Good night. Whoa.